But I really wanted to see how niggas like Anthony Mason would have been touching up LeBron back in the days. You think like niggas wasn't?
Yeah, I think LeBron would have gone through Anthony Mason. Like LeBron was
What?
280. He was 280, bro.
Oh my god, this nigga said LeBron would have went through Anthony Mason.
At my crib, I got baddies galore. They just blow all the rats on couture. On the beach, we just chill by the shore. I need MTV Chris World Tour.
So, Roy, quick question. Like, because this is a good question that everybody's really been talking about. Is it better to make it to the finals, or is it better to not make it to the finals?
Well, I have trouble like with that only because of how I feel. This like that's not a real fair question to ask me.
Well, no, just like period. Just how do you feel about it?
I feel like it's a feat in itself, right? That's one way I feel about it. I feel like it wouldn't have been done outside of this generation because it wasn't really it was done by Mike, interrupted by a season off, and he gets bumped by Orlando. You know what I mean? Mike probably would have went 7 straight. You know what I mean? We never know because, like I said, it's one of those things. But I feel like it's just like we thought people were in 3-peat. You know what I mean? Like, and then Mike did it twice. That was the talk of the 90s. Like, oh, the Bulls is not going to 3-peat. The Bulls did it twice. How many times has it been done after that?
Well, okay, they again, like the LA had one. And then another thing too, does Jordan beat that Houston team that won back-to-back?
No.
He beats them at least one time, I think. I think
one. Loses one.
Yeah, I think he might lose one. I think if he would have faced them the first time, he would have beat them because I think that's when they were the most flawed. The second time they was too good off of the first championship that they won. It built their chemistry up. It made them like I was used to be like, how the fuck is they winning games with these people? But it was a lot. Akeem was a lot to deal with for all them big doofy non-skilled big men that played that shouldn't have been playing in. You know what I mean? But I really wanted to see how niggas like Anthony Mason would have been touching up LeBron back in the days. You think like niggas wasn't?
Yeah, I think LeBron would have gone through Anthony Mason. Like LeBron was 280. He was 280, bro.
Oh my god, this nigga said LeBron would have went through Anthony Mason. All right,
Roy, remember, Bron has gone against some physicality that people try to touch.
Of what nature? Of what nature?
Do you not remember the Pistons?
Talk to me.
Them?
People have grabbed him and beat him and tried to beat him up, but he's strong for that.
Who's big and strong that tries to step to LeBron? Everybody. No, he never tried to step.
The Detroit Pistons.
Ben Wallace. That's it. That's it. Ben Wallace, but I'm talking about who can match his physical stature.
Nobody able to do that.
Nobody. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nope, nah. It was more players stacking up physically against LeBron. They probably didn't run like him and jump like him, but it was more strong.
Like you can't be strong.
250
and not have
stocky Karl Malone niggas and Xavier McDaniels.
Yeah, and he's going by them because.
But I'm talking about physicality. In the 90s, you're not just running by somebody because that shit is
Jordan did it for 10 years.
Nigga said Jordan did it. Jordan did it. All right, bro. All right.
Don't get me wrong. The Pistons kicked Jordan's ass, but Jordan did have a lot of finesse where he was able to make it past a lot of.
So the Knicks in the East didn't kick his ass.
The Knicks definitely had a little bit of power.
He was being guarded by a point guard. The majority of it. Jordan.
That's what are you talking? Who's LeBron being guarded by? You act like every game it's a nigga like the Greek Freak or Kevin Durant that could bust LeBron's ass. We seen in the finals what a nigga like KD will do to LeBron. We seen that.
Are we talking like on defense?
When they won?
No, I'm talking about when the going get tough and all the chips is against him and he got to man up and guard somebody of equal of his caliber.
Whoa.
That's
KD
not equal.
7 foot.
He's all right, but LeBron be bigger than LeBron was like 4 inches taller than Jimmy Butler this finals.
He's doing this. He did it.
And he ate.
Right.
And he ate. And he always eats because he's bigger. So his conversation is the nigga John Starks is 6'3" and Michael Jordan is 6'6". So what? The nigga Kobe was guarding Allen Iverson.
Well, AI was a different type of breed.
Oh my god, bro.
No, I'm saying as
So-
far as like AI got butt.
But this is why I said I started the thing out. Like, it's really, when we looking at basketball for generations, we all gonna see things differently, especially if we ever fucking suited up some sneakers and got on the court ourselves. So like, the way I see basketball is different. I don't really see it from always a spectator sport. I see it like I can still put my fucking feet in some sneakers and go, or if I was them, how I would go. So yeah, I'm a little biased in my opinion, but at the end of the day, like, no, it would be different. It would be different.
I just think the only thing that our generation is missing with Jordan is longevity doesn't seem to really mean anything when it comes to Mike. So like, there are a lot of questions when you take a year off, like the type of refreshing results, I guess, that you would say that it would have on your body, and then you're looking at how the league's changing for like another year, and there's some questions there. If Mike didn't retire, if they would have won another NBA Finals, you know what I'm saying? And
a question from you?
Huh?
Not a question from nobody else. Who's? I've never heard that question. I've heard if Mike don't retire, the Bulls win probably 7 or 8. But
that's unprovable because there's no longevity there.
So if we can't measure the length of Mike's career to LeBron's career, why we can't measure the first 10 years and measure them like that? Well, wouldn't that be a fair assessment?
Steve, well, it's all right. So I'll touch on it. Give me a sec. So Steve Kerr talked about the first point where they would have went to like 8 finals in a row. Where after like that first repeat, it was kind of a feeling of burnout. Where it's like, damn, I don't know if we could keep this up. That was the feeling. I don't know if that was either after the first one or the second one, but either way, he was saying the feeling was, I don't know if we could keep this up, because it was starting to catch up to guys, where the media was always in their life and everything was just always in the camera. So he kind of confirmed it, where they might have dropped the ball on 1 or 2 of them.
And I did say that. I said the first one, they would have beat Houston. The second one, I think Houston would have got them. Shout out to Rudy Tomjanovich.
But then again, we don't know if after that first loss, just touching on that first point, if they stay together. Who knows? Maybe everybody must go. Maybe that might have been the thing, but we don't know. But that was what Steve Kerr said about that point right there. And then as far as comparing the early careers of both of those guys, I mean, if you want to do that, it's tough because Jordan had an organization that was willing to build. LeBron had an organization that didn't build in the right way, where Jordan he didn't have to worry about taking a step into the foot of a GM. That part was taken care of for him. All he had to do was just go out there and play ball.
What player before LeBron had to do that?
What, as far as being a GM?
Yeah. What player had the right to do that?
Shaq.
Why? When you think about that Memphis shit, when he got Penny there?
Well,
sure.
That's
or even the Laker trade. I mean, if you want to be honest.
Well, Shaq was kind of calling moves behind the scenes for sure.
When Shaq got the Orlando Magic and expanding NBA franchise, they were like a 5th-year team. So yeah, that can happen on a 5th-year team. That can't happen on a whole.
Well, he did it on LA as well.
Yeah.
Who did Shaq tell him to get?
Shaq recruited Gary and those guys, and then also too, he said, if y'all could keep him, but I'm going to Miami. I don't care what y'all get from Miami, because they didn't want to trade with Miami.
But that was off a beef with Kobe Bryant, who was the epitome of a franchise player. That's what they wanted.
But Roy, regardless of what it's off of, the point is he made moves behind the scenes in the team. That was the point.
Latrell Sprewell.
I ain't even talk about that one, but
he's wild. I'm just talking about a different kind of control.
But basically, what you call it, Bron didn't have as much help from the organization as Jordan did, which kind of made it a little bit harder in his path to get to the finals. So that's the one thing, if you do compare their early career, that you have to keep in mind.
I feel like all of that shit contradicts itself. So we can say that, then why do we even marvel at somebody that went to the finals 10 times if that's the case?
Well, because
that's crazy.
because you're doing it 10 times
Yeah.
while you're in your 18th season and you're supposed to be washed up.
We don't be talking about Robert Horry. He went to the finals a lot of times.
And
he
you're
never
the star
led a team.
player of
Yeah.
every team.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's all right. But moving on.
At my crib, I got baddies galore. They just blow all the rats on couture. On the beach, we just chill by the shore. I need MTV Chris for a tour.